Look around you right now. Almost everything you see, the phone in your hand, the fabric of your shirt, the materials in your walls, began its life thousands of miles away. Delivering those items to you requires a sprawling, continuous chain of global logistics. Standard political maps show where one territory ends and another begins. Remapping the globe by its primary export category shifts the focus from sovereignty to utility. Each nation's identity is defined not by its shape, but by the specific commodity it provides to the rest of the planet. This visualization creates massive blocks of commonality. Entire continents appear as single commodity zones, showing which regions have staked their economic survival on a single category of output, be it raw extraction, complex electronics, or agricultural surplus. To understand how this system functions, we have to look closer at the specific industries that underpin these color-coded empires. The foundation of this entire system rests on the energy giants. Before you manufacture or transport anything, you need raw power to run the machines. That requires the constant physical extraction of millions of barrels of fossil fuels every single day. Look closely here at the Middle East, along with specific nations in Africa and South America. These regions glow bright orange on our map, representing their total dominance in exporting raw oil and natural gas. Extracting those reserves demands infrastructure built on a staggering scale. Entire industrial complexes are carved out of isolated deserts just to pull this singular resource from the ground. And getting it out of the ground is only the first step. Those raw hydrocarbons must immediately flow into massive chemical facilities to be refined into usable diesel, gasoline, and aviation fuel. Because every other industry relies on this fuel to operate, the nations holding these primary energy reserves ultimately set the baseline cost of living for everyone else on the planet. All that extracted energy has to go somewhere. Millions of barrels are shipped and piped directly into the world's manufacturing centers, fueling an intense energy-in, tech-out pipeline. Following the data eastward on the map, we find the manufacturing hubs of East Asia and Europe. Here, highlighted in cyan, are the regions dominating the export of high-value manufactured goods and complex technology. Pushing these finished products out to consumer markets requires massive logistics networks. Super Panamax cargo ships move millions of standardized steel containers across the oceans continuously. Yet, behind the heavy shipping infrastructure, this sector relies on highly precise human labor. Workers manually assemble the intricate circuit boards and microchips that power our digital economy. By converting raw metal and plastics into specialized servers, smartphones, and vehicles, these nations ensure that the rest of the world remains heavily dependent on their localized supply chains. But machines and factory workers need to be fed. Shifting our view to the vast landmasses of South America and Africa, we see entire national economies flashing green, the color of global agricultural exports. Providing the calories for a global workforce requires heavy mechanization. Fleets of combine harvesters work in synchronization across endless horizons to strip millions of tons of soybeans and wheat from the soil. Alongside row crops, specialized animal agriculture, particularly meat and dairy production, serves as the primary source of incoming wealth for several of these greenlit economies. Some countries lack sweeping plains or deep oil wells. To compete, these smaller nations carve out narrow, highly specialized niches, exporting unique pharmaceuticals, textiles, or specific metal ores that the larger empires overlook. If these breadbaskets and niche specialists stopped shipping their yields, the assembly lines in East Asia would halt, and the drilling platforms in the Middle East would go quiet. Zooming out, the colored regions merge into a single system. Shipping lanes and pipelines form a dense, interconnected web. This efficiency creates intense vulnerability. If a major port shuts down, economic shockwaves ripple outward, causing immediate shortages and price spikes thousands of miles away. No modern nation possesses the internal resources required to extract, manufacture, and grow every item its population demands. The physical reality of the planet makes total economic isolation a functional impossibility. We have built a world where human civilization operates as a single organism. The survival of the whole relies entirely on what each specific part brings to the global table.